AEW have announced a big new signing. Toky Khan is interested in talking to Shane McMahon, and new matches have been added to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, so stay tuned. A very good week indeed for one AQA, who had a hell of a showing against Jade Cargill on this week's Dynamite. And now she has been signed to an AEW contract. Toky Khan tweeting, she's a shooting star. And now AQA is all elite. She got the graphic and everything. And that was also a reference to the beautiful shooting star press that she landed on Wednesday night. So she is a very, very talented individual indeed.
Yeah, and I mean, signing straight after the debut for the company as well has got to be that's got to be quite the get if you're that cool. Like if you're AQA, that's got to feel really good, right? Like go out there and just immediately get signed.
She's been all over the place. She's done stuff for Impact. She's done stuff for Shimmer. She was actually in NXT for a bit as well. Last year, in 2021, she had, I think, 5 matches on TV for NXT. And yeah, they let her go in November, but she's really, really good. And I think Toky Khan, generally speaking, has a pretty good eye for talent. And on a roster that is maybe... you got to pick and choose when your roster is as big as AEW's. Like, a lot of people talk about it being bloated, but obviously he sees something in her.
But that's it, because AEW have kind of been anti, the WWE way, which was just a kind of hoard. And so they need to make use of every single signing. And I think now more than ever, as the roster gets bigger and bigger, that's probably more at the front of Tony's mind, right? It's like, well, can I sign this person? Is there something we can be doing here? And yeah,
he did say recently that he's not going to be in the position to renew every contract that is coming up. So I think the roster is going to be changing.
Goodbye, Jericho. Goodbye, Kenny Omega. Goodbye, Young Bucks.
You jobber. Well, Cody's gone anyway, so no. There you go. I'm just very, very happy for her. She seems chuffed. My heart is so full. Thank you, Toky Khan. Thank you, everyone. Glad to be all elite, as she wrote on Twitter. So good for her. That's awesome. One match and you get a bloody pen on paper. Good on her. One person is interested in talking to Shane McMahon. It's not his father. It's his new daddy, Toky Khan. He's been talking to Sports Illustrated about the possibility of Shane O'Mac turning up in AEW. I mean, take this with a bloody bucket of salt as far as I'm concerned, right? Because I think he's being nice. And he says that he's interested. I'll do the quote, right? But I think tone is important here. So... I'd certainly take the call. I'm sure he'd be an interesting person to talk to about wrestling. I'm not sure exactly if he'd be a fit. I've not heard from him, and I don't expect to hear from him. But in this business, you never know. He said that he's interested in talking to him. Maybe he's just being nice to a major sports publication.
What if he said it more earnestly, though? What if he was like, I'd certainly take the call?
Yeah.
And he just got really excited.
Context is everything,
yeah,
isn't it?
He could have rolled his eyes. I'd certainly take that call.
Keep going. Could have been laughing.
Yeah. I'd certainly take that call.
Ha ha ha. I'm Toky Khan.
Yes.
This is me. I went Terrence and Phillips there. Hey guys, it's me, Toky Khan.
You were doing the 1940s British voice, where it's just like, oh, hello. I'm Toky Khan.
So he said they'd be interested in talking to him. That's basically it here. And he would be an interesting person to talk to about wrestling. The fact that he says, in this business, you never know. That's why we all love wrestling, because it is so bloody unpredictable. Shane O'Mac walking out there would be one of the funniest things ever.
Or it could be the swerve of the century. Vince fires him. They've actually worked out a deal, and out comes Shane McMahon. And
he's still doing something, isn't he?
He got a rugby deal with
he's just not on screen. That's all it is. That's it. He's not going to be used on screen because he was a bellend at the Rumble.
Calm down, Shane. Go make some money.
Agreed. Let's talk about something else that's not Shane O'Mac. Let's talk about the Elimination Chamber, also fast approaching. And a new stip has been added to one match. That's the Drew McIntyre Madcap Moss match. Falls count anywhere now. Ooh,
you know where that's going, right?
Saudi Arabia into the crowd.
Well, it's not going to be in the crowd. I think they might do it cinematic style. here's my pitch. They do it cinematic style, and it's actually just a Visit Saudi Arabia advert, and they're just brawling all over the place. Could you imagine? Moss gets on a quad, drives off. Sheamus is chasing after him. It's just ridiculous enough for me to want to see it.
I don't think I want to see it. Don't tempt fate. It's a match that nobody cares about, and they've added a stipulation to it. It's not a bloody tour. Right. Also, Ronda Rousey is going to be on the show teaming with Naomi to face Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville in a tag team match. That was confirmed on last night's SmackDown. Obviously, 2 pairs of feuds there. Yeah. That should be pretty decent. I think that's all right, isn't it? I don't really have much to say about that. Also on the card, of course, you got the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which is Liv Morgan, Doudrop, Rhea Ripley, Nikki, and Bianca versus a mystery entrant. You got the SmackDown tag team. Gonna be? C-Rock.
Ooh.
No, I don't know. It's Roxy as well.
It's gonna have to be some sort of. It's gonna have to be some sort of legend, maybe. I don't know.
Lita's already on the show. Yeah. Don't know. Maybe a returning Bailey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Asuka would be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, Usos versus the Raiders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Raw Women's Championship on the line. Becky versus Lita, of course. You got the Men's Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title. Bobby Lashley, Riddle, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Seth freaking Rollins, and Brock Lesnar. And Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. Also, while we're talking about Brock Lesnar, he's been added to the upcoming MSG house show. Apparently, it's been doing one of the lowest crowds. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Doing one of the lowest buys for tickets in the last 80 years. So they've added Brock Lesnar, they've added Ronda Rousey, and like it's nuts. It's been a long time since they've struggled with that.
This is the thing. I think it was the last show they did was the lowest, and this one isn't selling too great. But Vince, obviously, it's Madison Square Garden. It's the home of the company. This is, where the WWF started, and it's a big deal. And it certainly looks like...
Look at the matches on the bloody card. Lashley Lesnar for the title. I mean, I know it's a house show and everything, but the names on this.
Why did I just say
how are they going to afford this?
Yeah, why
After
did I
talking
think
about
like
the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, you're a nutter. Reigns Rollins Universal title, Lynch Belair versus Ripley for the Raw Women's, Rousey and Banks versus Flair and Natalya. It's just mental.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, get your tickets now if you want to see lots and lots of stars half-arsing it because it's a house. No, it's
house show's always more fun, I feel.
Yeah, I like a house show.
Yeah.
Get a bit pissed up. And finally, let's talk about the New Day, because this is all over the place. I don't quite understand it. I think you've got your head around this a bit better than I have, so I'll throw to you now.
So, ever since the New Day got split up, they've not really been the New Day, and whenever they partner up, they're not referred to as the New Day. I think they were initially, but now it's kind of...
They're Kofi and Woods, right?
Kofi and Woods, or Kofi and Big E, or... it's just names. And it's been a bit confusing for a little bit. But it turns out that according to Fightful Select, there was a bit of an edict that came down from Vince McMahon. And Vince said, apparently, that they can't be called the New Day unless it's all 3 of them together, which is obviously why we've got the Big E and Kofi and all that. It's apparently believed that Big E came to SmackDown because of Woods' injury, but now it looks like he may be staying more long term, simply because Vince apparently enjoyed having the teams split, because Big E was able to go try and get a big solo push, but now he feels like he wants to recapture some of that magic. I think that was the exact quote that was said, was some of the magic, and he wants to maybe have New Day come back together, but apparently he thinks that they're better together than they are apart, so this could be the end of Big E's solo push, which I think we've all kind of seen on the horizon, sadly, fairly recently. But ultimately, unless it's the 3 of them now, they can't be referred to as the New Day.
I don't get it, because when Kofi was WWE champion, he was doing the solo stuff and being brilliant, and they were still like the New Day. They were still like, they had each other's backs and everything. Yeah. And I think it was really good. I don't know why they couldn't have done that with Big E. They could have kept them on the same brand. Maybe they all they're all on Raw, for example.
Yeah.
And they do a similar thing, where Big E's WWE champion, but you still get some of that brilliant chemistry that they have together. Because they are amazing together. They really are. But it doesn't mean that one can't sort of stand out from time to time.
I think the Fightful report went on to say that Vince even, people would pitch to get them back together and Vince stood firm. So I don't know if it was maybe Vince just going, okay, well, if I split them apart 2 shows, put Big E over there, put those guys there, then they can't force New Day tag matches, at least on Big E. So Big E would have to be booked in a singles push, because otherwise what they're going to do with him. So part of my head was like, was that kind of like a firm separation on the part of Vince there, so that the writers would kind of not be able to just fall back on?
You know what? If he cared that much, why did he book him in such a way? Why did he make him look like a tit and give him a crap reign? I don't get it. Anyway, that's a sad note to end on, isn't it? We love you, Big E. We love you, Woods and Kofi as well, but Big E.
And there's no magic to reclaim. There's just always magic coming from all those talents.
Yeah. Look at that. That was like. That was like at the end of Bear in the Big Blue House, where there's like a nice little moral to the story. You're the moon, and I'm the bear looking up at you. Yeah. There you go. Don't know what I'm on about. I'm going to go and watch some Bear in the Big Blue House.
Welcome to the Big Blue
House. I am actually going to go and watch some of that. Right, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday with more wrestling stuff. I don't know what's going on this weekend.
All sorts.
All sorts.
Loads.
True story of. You got a piece to camera from Ross coming up. Probably a list in there as well. Or something.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.